Later this week, Austin City Council chambers expected to get noisy Thursday. There's a final vote on how to regulate popular rideshare services like Uber and Lyft. In a memo obtained by KXAN investigators, we learned Friday, even if Uber and Lyft leave Austin as they've threatened, a third unnamed rideshare company plans to launch service here next week. And they've agreed to follow the city's rules if they pass. KXAN investigator Robert Maxwell continues to follow the issue and what a yes vote could mean for Austin transportation.
Uber isn't just a job. Uber is independence for me.
The chorus of voices includes two competing rideshare companies, one with a big advertising budget.
Please don't kick us out of town. I need this.
And another relying on people power.
We recently talked to a whole group of local business leaders. A lot of them were bars and restaurants in the area. And they are the people who can really speak to the direct benefit they see from having available rides that are safe, that are affordable for their customers.
Long term, both Lyft and Uber are after the same thing.
We want to be in Austin.
Yet both have repeatedly threatened to pack up their pink glow stashes and horseshoe U's if Austin City Council members make good on a plan to put rideshare drivers through a fingerprint background check.
If City of Austin Council passes an ordinance for rideshare drivers that involves a fingerprint background check, will Lyft leave Austin?
So we don't operate ride sharing in any market that requires fingerprinting.
So yes.
We don't operate in any city that requires fingerprinting.
The companies say fingerprinting drivers is overreaching since they already perform national criminal background checks. Council members like Ann Kitchen explained the proposed change to city code would level the playing field for all transportation providers. So an Uber or Lyft driver would go through the same application routine as a licensed taxi or shuttle driver. Last month, she told KXAN, the city has a responsibility for safety of passengers and drivers alike.
DPS are the experts here. As they said, the fingerprint is the only way to make sure that the person driving is who they say they are.
About a year ago, a city-run pilot project laid out guidelines for rider safety, everything from insurance issues to how drivers' criminal background checks are done. Now the city council's about to fine-tune those rules. Uber and Lyft's bid to forestall their threatened exodus from Austin has both ramping up the rhetoric. Each now is trying to refocus the public conversation on the effect rideshares could be having on the number of people driving drunk.
One of my friends was hit by a drunk driver.
Uber recently posted this video on YouTube. It features a Dallas driver who almost lost a friend to a drunk driver.
We thought that she was going to die. We didn't even know if we were ever going to get Jenna back.
Apart from the emotional appeal, rideshare companies also point to the numbers. During the time rideshares have been in Austin, drunk driving arrests are down. Compare the drop in DWI arrests last year. It followed 3 prior years of steady increases. This year, that downward trend continued. Well, police won't say rideshares alone are the reason. Lyft, for one, takes some credit.
I think one of the really big roles that Lyft has in Austin is helping people get safe rides. And in doing so, taking drunk drivers off the roads.
So is Lyft saying that if you leave, those drunk driving arrests and fatalities will go back up?
I think we're saying that when it's harder for people to get a safe ride home, the community is negatively impacted.
When I asked Councilmember Ann Kitchen if she's open to any further discussion, she points to earlier committee and council votes supporting the fingerprint background check model. Council's expected to hold a final vote on the rideshare ordinance December 17th. That's this Thursday. And KXAN, of course, will be there. I'm Robert Maxwell. KXAN investigates.
Well, if the fingerprint rule passes, you have asked us, are rideshare companies bluffing about leaving town? Compare Austin with San Antonio, where last spring a similar fingerprint ordinance went ahead. Uber and Lyft left that city, each returning, though, this fall after city leaders struck a compromise. Rideshare drivers there can voluntarily get a fingerprint check done and display the results in their cars.